Whereas there's the sort of the political landscape, you know, you can be conservative, you can be progressive, you can be libertarian. Objectivism is different from all of those things because it's a full philosophy from what's called metaphysics, in other words, its fundamental view of reality, all the way to politics and then even to aesthetics. And so I will do this sort of standing on one foot, although I'm not sure I can balance for that long, sort of summary of what objectivism is. In metaphysics, which is the view about what the basic nature of reality is, objectivism is thoroughly naturalistic. In other words, reality is what we can perceive from our senses and through other instruments. There is no supernatural realm. Objectivism is an atheistic philosophy. In epistemology, meaning the theory of how we know things, the theory of how we know things. Objectivism doesn't say, oh, go by your gut feelings, or go by ineffable sources, or by faith or anything. It's about what you can perceive and what your rational judgment tells you. So it's reason first, foremost, last, and not that you shouldn't be feeling emotions, but just that they are not means of knowing the world. In ethics, objectivism advocates an ethics of rational self-interest. So that means you use your reason to figure out what the facts are and how to best promote your interest, because your own life and your happiness is the most important thing. It should be your ultimate value. In politics, objectivism, and this shouldn't be a surprise to those of you here, endorses laissez-faire capitalism, a principle of individual rights, where each person has the right to their own life, liberty, property, and pursuit of happiness. And in aesthetics, which is the study of art, objectivism advocates romantic realism, which is one of that's the genre that Ayn Rand wrote in. And so this is, you can see why I mentioned in my talk that you can't just graft Christianity onto Atlas Shrugged, which is what a lot of people attempt to do. I think you can be a Christian and appreciate Atlas Shrugged and enjoy it, in the same way that I, as an objectivist, can read, let's say, some Christian works and enjoy those, but I can't merge them together. There is a fundamentally different philosophy in every branch of philosophy, and I think that that's something that's important for people to appreciate, even if they end up remaining Christians. I think it's important to recognize, hey, this is one thing and this is something else very different.
Now, aside from reading Atlas Shrugged, and maybe that's what you would recommend, what's the best way for people to learn more about objectivism? Something quick.
I definitely recommend reading Atlas Shrugged. I don't recommend reading that first, because it's a big behemoth. I recommend The Fountainhead first, generally. And then after that, Ayn Rand has a series of anthologies. So one called Capitalism, the Unknown Ideal, which is on politics. One called The Virtue of Selfishness, which is on ethics. She's got an Introduction to Objectivist Epistemology, which is very technical, very difficult, and a bunch of other anthologies. And I think that the best way to learn about objectivism is to read Ayn Rand herself.